Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another lesson with Professor Checo, pre-calc for business. Okay, so we just had our midterm, and now we are moving on to chapter 5.1, linear inequalities and two variables. So, as always, we're going to go to preview. We're going to go take a look at the textbook, and then we are going to start attempting some questions. So let's go take a look, get more help, go straight to the textbook, and let's get started. All right. So let's see, graphing linear inequalities in two variables. So the difference between an equation and an inequality is the equation is just one line. The inequality is a region. So you would cut it into left and right, blah, 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 solving it, you have above, below, and so forth. So that's how we graph an inequality. Dotted line. So here's my technique. Once you have the line, I always like to test the point 0, 0. And then I would check to see if 0, 0 is true in the equation. So for example here, 0 is greater than 0 minus 2. So 0 is greater than negative 2, which means 0, 0 is true. So if you look at this first example, 0, 0 is part of my solution, so we shade that way. Boom. So this is not equal to, this would be equal to, and then this is the other way. All right. Graphs of linear inequalities, so forth. So let's see what they say. First, graph in a dashed line, not included. Then choose a test point and literally test point the origin. That's my favorite, and then you just graph it. All right, let's move on. Graphing. It's just gonna be a nice amount of graphing. Interpreting a graph, understanding values, applications, and so forth. All right, let's just get straight to it. Not too difficult, just graphing inequalities. All right, so let's see, is the point 2, negative 4 on the line? So if I plug in negative 4, what's 8 minus 15? 8 minus 15 is a negative something, not that. All right, here you can check this to see if it's true. So is 2 less than 21 minus 5? Yes. All right, determine if it's on the graph, same exact thing. Determine if it's on the graph, same exact thing. Now here, graph the inequality. So when I graph this, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to start with the equation x plus 8. So I would start with a y-intercept of 8, a slope of up 1 less than 1. It is going to be a solid line because it's equal to, and then now I just need a shade. So if I test 0, 0, is 0 less than 8? Yes, 0, 0 works. Boom, done. Check answer. I'm sure I got this right. This button is no. Check answer. I don't know what I did. Whatever. Okay. All right. So here, x is greater than 2. That's going to be a x is greater than 2 is a solid line. Boom, boom, with a region. Boom. Save. Check. I mean, yeah, pretty straightforward. Here, graph it. Once you have that, you'll be able to check it. So you guys should start to be getting better at graphing this. So if y is 0, x is 5. If x is 0, y is 7. And then I check the point 0, 0. Is 0 less than 35? Yes, it is. Save. Check answer. Done. Same exact thing. Alright, so now here, translate to an inequality. There are no less than 18 administrators. So use the letter A to represent no less. A is greater than. A is greater than. There is no less than 18 administrators. Is this going to be an equals? How do I do it greater than or equal to? This one? There we go. Greater than or equal to 18. Yep. He bakes no more than 1.9 hours away. What is my B is no more, less than or equal to 1.9, and so forth. We're moving pretty quickly through. The tax refund is under $3,800. Same exact thing. Approval rate is at least 34%. Same exact thing. The height of static columns, clouds, strato, whatever, is at least 14. It's pretty straightforward. All right, so here, let's see. This is going to be when x is 0, y is negative 9, y is positive, 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 positive. These are all negative. All right, so I'm just gonna check the point 0, 0. Right, so the 0, 0 part of my solution, yes. So if I plug in 0, 0, 0 bigger than 18, yes. 0, 0 bigger than 18, yes. 0 less than 18, so C and D is out. It's either A and B. The only difference between these is a solid versus a closed line. This is a solid line, so the answer is now going to be A. Process of elimination, guys, like this is multiple choice. Try to understand what the question's asking and really understand what is going on. Makes it a lot easier. All right, write the inequality. This is going to be y is less than, what is that, 4, 5, 6. Y is less than negative 6. Y is strictly less than negative 6. All right, enrollment in a finite plot. All right, two variables. Enrollment in a finite math class plus enrollment in a calculus class is less than 800, x and y. So we're going to say x is y is less than x plus y, x plus y. Y is less than, how many people? 800. That's it. All right, the cost, two variables, the costs are at least 11,000 under the earnings. Boom, boom. Number of grams of saturated fat is more than 5 times the number of grams of unsaturated fat is more y. I think it's this one. No. 5x is greater than y. X is greater than 5y. X is greater than 5y. There we go. My bad. All right. So here, this is just going to be an equation. You're just going to graph this. So let's see. When x is equal to when 0, y is equal to 30. When y is equal to 0, x is equal to 100. And 0 plus 0 is not greater, so it's on the outside. And the boundary lines representing. So I just got to get the boundary lines, non-negative constraints. So how would I get boundary lines? So let's do boundary lines. Let's go boom, boom. And then let's go boom, boom. Let me see what they're trying to get me to graph. I got that. I got that. I got that. Oh. Huh. So if it's not that region, can it be that region? Clear. No. Cancel. Delete. Delete this object. Okay. And then delete this object. Okay. And save. And then can I hit final check? Nice. Sweet. Okay. So what is this? The same exact thing. Constraints. Boom. Yep. Non-negative. Same exact thing here. Non-negative. Same exact thing here. Graphing with the non-negative. All right. So seed cost for a farmer are $50 per acre for corn and $7 per acre of soybeans. How many acres of each crop would you get? 35. All right. So what is x? X be a number of corn, so it's 50x plus 70y has to be less than or equal to 3,500, and you could be equal to because you could spend up to $3,500. Click to graph this. So what are we gonna have? 35 divided by 70 is going to be, I'm sorry, 35 divided by 50 when x is 0, y is 50. When x is, oops, I did that in the wrong place, and I did that. So this is 0, 0, 70, 50, 50, 70, and then it's going to be less than, delete this object. Okay, I need to put my constraints here and here, and then can I do this inside? Save, check, nice. There we go. All right, last question. A candidate has a budget of that, spend on that. So $9,600 is the max that you can spend. Radio costs $480 for 30 seconds, and a TV spot costs $400. How many? Okay, so it's 480x. 800y is less than or equal to 9,600. Less than or equal to 9,600. And now we're going to go ahead and graph that. I don't know, what is this going to be? 96 divided by 48, I believe, is 20. So when y is 0, that's 20. And then what's 96 divided by 80? That's 12. And then we need our constraints for the zeros. One more constraint for my 0. And then I'm just going to box this in. Check answer. Done. That was a really, really easy homework assignment. All right. That took me a little bit over 10 minutes. Best of luck.